Hi, I am Rachel Grant, and for my senior project at Lacamas High School, I am raising awareness about organ donation. And pretty much I'm trying to teach the kids what organ donation is so they can be able to have a knowledge of exactly what the facts are before they make a decision on whether they want to be an organ donor or not. So basically I have registration forms for the kids so that they can sign up to be an organ donor if they aren't already. And if they are an organ donor, I have done an event to give them an incentive to thank them for being an organ donor. Also, I've talked to all the freshman English classes about what organ donation is because I want them to have an educated decision when they go in to get their license. And I'm not trying to just tell them to be an organ donor or not. It's just to tell them exactly what the facts are so that when they go in, they can be confident about their decision. And for the event that I did on Monday and Tuesday, the 13th and 14th, I had the students come up and show me if they were a donor or not. And if they were not a donor, then I would teach them about the facts.
So, what are the facts? According to Life Center Northwest and United Network for Organ Sharing, as of February 14, 2012, there are 112,995 people on the waiting list for an organ transplant. There were 12,958 donors in 2011, not nearly as many donors as possible waiting for an organ. The number of individuals in need of transplants continues to grow, but the number of people who register to be a donor is not keeping pace. Anyone can be a potential donor regardless of age, race, or medical history, and every 80 minutes a patient passes away due to the shortage of available organs for transplant.
Okay, so the event basically was focused around what the kids could do to become organ donors. And one of the facts that came up is, well, how old do you have to be an organ donor? Well, before you're 15 and a half, and say something happens, a tragedy happens, and you pass away, your parents are in charge of deciding whether you're an organ donor or not. But once you're 15 and a half or older, you can make the decision on whether or not you want to be an organ donor. It's not up to the parents, it's completely up to you. Not the law. I know that the parent has to be there obviously when you get your license, and so I guess the parent could say, can say yes or no, but from what I know, from the facts that I've read, it's basically the student is the one who makes the decision, and because they have their license, they have the choice whether they can. Alright, so there's a national organ donation waiting list, and it's of all the people who are in need of an organ, and there's over 112,000 people just waiting on that list, just waiting to have an organ transplant. And many of those people die. One person dies every 80 minutes because they don't get that organ transplant that they need. And basically, one person who dies who is an organ donor can save up to 8 lives and can improve the lives of over 100 people. When I say improve the lives, it means like people don't necessarily need sight, but their eyes can be donated in order for those people to be able to see. So it's improving their life even though it's not necessary. So it's also like skin. They can use the skin to help other people, but not necessarily that they need it, but it's to improve their lives. So save 8 lives, help over 100 lives. It's an incredible thing. All right, so during both of the lunches, I had 2 tables set up where I wrote down the event name and everything on the table, and kids were able to come up, and I would ask them, are you an organ donor? And if they are, I would say, okay, well, do you know the facts about organ donation? And if they did, then they would sign this poster that says, I know the facts about organ donation, and they'd be able to take a candy. If they didn't know, I would give them a pamphlet and tell them, learn the facts, and then they would come and sign the poster if they, knew exactly what they were getting themselves into. If they were not an organ donor but knew the facts, great, sign the poster, get a piece of candy. I just want kids to know the facts whether or not they want to be an organ donor or not. And so so many kids signed the posters. I had 2 posters, and I was hoping for, probably 20 signatures on each poster, but it was just full of signatures, and it just exceeded all my expectations and was, I think, very beneficial to the kids because they understood exactly what organ donation was. Also, on the day of the event, I had all the marketing students, all the economic and marketing students. They were all a part of the event because this is also, it's not only my senior project, but it's part of my DECA project. DECA is a club at my school, and it's basically just like a marketing business club where we compete, you know, at national level and even a state level. That's what this qualified for, was for state. The whole project qualified for state, and so that's also what I'm, you know, pushing that to win at state, hopefully. And so I had all the marketing kids involved, and I had each of the representatives from each of the classes of the marketing classes to talk to their class about exactly what it was. They showed a quick video clip, a 10-minute video clip that we had from Life Center Northwest, who was a great help. They donated tons of pamphlets and everything, but this video that we found, we played it for each of the classes, and so the marketing students were able to know exactly what organ donation was, and so that they can be a part of something that they know what it's about. And we gave them all hearts, little heart stickers that all the marketing kids wore throughout the day. And so it was awesome to have all those kids walking around on the event day wearing a heart, symbolizing, you know, exactly what they knew. And then when people came up to them and questioned, you know, why are you wearing that heart? They could say, it's because I know the facts about organ donation. It was very beneficial to the whole promotion and marketing side of things. I've learned a lot from the whole project. It started off with me, when I originally started off, I thought, okay, well, what is organ donation and why is it so important? And then I learned so many facts through extensive research. And then after the project, I learned a lot about different companies as well when I went in to talk to them about donating whatever they had for this project. And they were all the managers were so nice, and really it was such a community-driven thing.